Hi, welcome to Charlotte's Cooking Show. I'm Charlotte. Today we're taking a little break from cooking and we're baking some chocolate chip cookies. For today's recipe, we are using this cookbook, the ultimate cookbook for hockey families, written by my friend Korey Kealey and her co-author Erin Phillips. They both live in Ottawa. It is a fantastic cookbook. You can tell it's very well worn, and if you make your way back, there is a very well used chocolate chip cookie recipe. I love it, it's my favorite. I'm excited to make these. I haven't made them for a while. For years, we were a billet family for the St. John Sea Dogs, a hockey team here in St. John. And our billet son, Cole Reginato, was addicted to these cookies. I felt like I was making them all the time. But it's been a while since I've made them, so I'm really looking forward to making them today. Okay, now we're gonna get started on the recipe. I'm using my stand mixer here today, and we're going to start with sugar. I have both white and brown sugar. So we're looking for 3/4 of a cup of white sugar and 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. I really like the brown sugar in this recipe. It gives it a really nice caramel look and a really interesting taste. So 3/4 of a cup, pack it down. If there's a little bit extra, no big deal. So this recipe calls for 1 cup of softened butter. Over the years, I've done a little bit of tweaking and I prefer to use melted butter in this recipe. I just find that it really gives a nice, soft, silky taste in the cookies. So you're just gonna add it in to the sugar. The next step is cracking 1 large egg. One other small change I've made to this recipe is I like to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I just really like the taste of vanilla. I think it adds nice flavor to the cookies. And now it's time for the stand mixer to do its work. Now it's time to add the dry ingredients. The first one is flour. 2½ cups of flour is what we're looking for, and we're going to add it in 1 cup at a time. And the reason we do that is because we don't want the stand mixer to send out all kinds of flour into the air. Next, we're adding 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So what I do is I have my measuring spoon here and I use my flat offset spreader to make sure that we're putting the perfect amount in, nice and level, and just dump it right into the stand mixer. The dough is all set. It looks great, feels great. It's got that nice, smooth, silky texture to it. And now it is time to fold in some milk chocolate chips. I really prefer milk chocolate to semi-sweet just because they taste better. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dump them in about a cup, cup and a half, and then I'm going to fold it into the cookie dough. And that basically just means I'm going to move it by hand with my spoon so we don't crush the chocolate chips. Cookie dough is all set for the oven. Preheat your oven to 375 and then start scooping. I use 2 different methods for cooking. I use my stoneware sometimes, but for today, what I'll do is I will use this big pan with a piece of parchment paper. Parchment paper is perfect for making cookies. The bottoms won't brown. I have a great tip for scooping out the cookie dough. I use ice cream scoops. I've got a large one here, and then I have a small one. Obviously, if you use a small one, you'll end up with more cookies. But let's use the big one today. So you just scoop in, make it nice and flat, and then lay it down on the parchment paper. Okay, we've got our first batch of cookies. They're big, beautiful, they're ready for the oven. 375 for 11 minutes. Here they are, out of the oven. Don't those look great? I can't wait to try one. I love these cookies. They're nice and golden along the bottom, nice and golden and thick along the top, and then you break them open. They're soft and chewy on the inside. I think they go great with a glass of milk. I think it's time to have one. Dip it in, have a bite. Chocolate chip cookies. You should make some.